How's it going there, YouTube? Here's a look down the hole of my big hole, my what do I call this thing? The in-ground rocket stove. It is basically, it didn't work. I have some theories as to what it is. And I basically thought that I would do this little introduction just to say that I have given up on this one officially. At this point, it's not that I don't know what's wrong, and I'll explain that afterwards at the end here. It's not that frustrating, although it is, because I built it in like no time. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I had done here. I had messed around with a few things, and then I'm going to come back and explain to you what I think the issues were. And yeah, like I say, this is all information, and hopefully this gives others ideas and ways to try this and do it better. Okay? Morning, YouTube. It's Mike here. After last night's adventures, I've never did get to boiling, and in fact it started raining and it actually put everything out. So I'm gonna try something here. Thought I'd let you in on it. What I've got here is a couple steel tubes. I'm gonna set them as far out. They're just I think they're inch and a half, something like that. Square tube cut-offs from something I found. And I found I have this chrome exhaust pipe from I think it's off a semi truck. So I was going to try to stick that in there, and then I'm going to go get I don't know if you can see down in there how that's going to end up, but there's going to be a gap down in there, and I'm going to go grab some like tree trimming type wood chips from tree cleanup and toss it down there and try to light it, and I will show you that whether it's a success or not in just a little bit. Morning again, YouTube. It's Mike here. It's been a few days since the first part of this video, and we had a bit of rain before I had made the previous part. And since then, it currently, right now, is the second day without rain, but it's been black and cloudy and miserable and cold. And for only being first half of September, this is garbage. Anyway, welcome to Canada. I'm going to give up on my tube. The little bit of burning I did get to happen messing around didn't accomplish anything, and at this point I would assume that things are so wet it's never gonna go right away. I have a phone book full of paper to start tossing down and see if I can get her warmed up. I got some pieces of wood I'll throw in, but for now I'm gonna remove this and see if I can get her to fire and get it warmed up. And maybe if it gets going nice, I'll give you a shot of that. And I don't know, I guess the moral of the story is if you did want to build an in-ground rocket stove, you might want to pick a good dry time. So anyway, gonna get this going, see what happens. I'll let you know what I figure out next. I may just be tossing in the towel on this one. I'll just fill the hole in and move on to the next project. I got lots on the go. Anyway, give her one more go. Talk to you. So you see I've tried a few things. Now before I completely destroy it, because I probably don't need to bore you with that, this here that I had around when I had the propane tank in here to make steam, this I think was a good idea. In fact, I feel as if with the propane tank in here, even though it had cold water in it, but with this shielding around the outside, it actually almost created a bit of a draw. It really shot any smoke or steam up past faster than it seemed to be coming from the other the main stack here. So one of the things that would have been nice is to have this actually planned out instead of done off the cuff, but whatever, it is what it is. You can see it was pretty sooty. There's what it was like, just a rusty old piece of iron. Here she's pretty black. Now this, I'm assuming that's because I never got the heat that I should have had, but that's fine. This rack, whatever, it's a piece of heavy gauge chicken wire. I use it for all sorts of weird experiments. Come here, see if I can show you this. There's my hand in the top. I can barely reach across it, and it's even further the other way. So one of the issues, I think, is my stack here. The high part of my J was too big around, so it was taking a lot of heat to create a suction or a draw. So there was that part that I think was an issue. It could have been better insulated, might have helped, but again, I think you still have to have that little bit smaller circumference. The other parts, I'm not even sure how to show it exactly, but from the top to the bottom, if I move this back, that is almost 8 inches. So it's tall in here. And I think if I would have dropped my my patio stone that's in here, if you watched the How I Made It video, dropped it down or left the hole not as deep, I would have had a lot more advantage, because I would have had a lot more motion out of the, or mixing, I guess, of the air and the wood gases. So that's an issue. Other than that, the biggest thing, I guess, would be days and days and days of rain. And I mean, it gets so wet and so wet and so wet. I think the reason it lit the very first time I put it together was, even though it was wet, I had scraped the dirt down fresh. And so I got the fire going before everything got saturated. And then I even had wet fuel, and you can see over on the one side here, there's some pellets sitting there unburned. A lot of them had expanded, and it was just, the whole thing was a mess. So that's that for that one. I mean, whether I get it taken apart or not, I probably will, because I have a very select amount of materials. So that's that one. I'm going to call her quits. It's getting too late in the season to mess around. It's fun. I know I could perfect it. Like I say, shrink the bottom of the J, make a taller stack on the J, and shrink the size of that tube. Or, I mean, it's about getting it all into proportion. So I need to make that tube, if that's going to be that size, then I believe my cross piece here of the J, the bottom part, needs to be the same size or possibly a bit smaller. And then I would say that the entrance here should be the same as the bottom of the J, or again, maybe even a bit smaller, unless I had used a brick to jam it to try to force the air. So one of the nice things about building a permanent unit or using multi-purpose garbage is being able to change the air in and air out sizes by just simply adding or closing a gate or whatever. So that's that. I hope you learned something about it. It's kind of a fun little project. Again, it's getting too late in the year. It's with the 17th of September or something already. And you know, it's been so wet and miserable and funny this year. Where I am, I guess the global warming thing's not working very well. It's kind of gone backwards on me. So I will start the next one. I have an idea, actually, and I might even start it and tape it today. Whether I actually finish it, I don't know. But I want to get my little steam engine going off of steam instead of just air. And I think a little rocket stove would be fun for doing that. And if I do that, then I can make some changes to the steam engine, because I actually have an idea to make a multi-cylinder, and I also have a big, an old pneumatic cylinder that doesn't leak, but it's used, so it's kind of loose, and I would think it would be kind of a fun little steam project too. So a couple of things I'm working on, and lots more. Anyway, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.